Welcome to Calming Harp, the sounds of David's Psalms. I'm glad you've joined us for this brief moment we share together. I will be playing some of the music that has been brought out of the Psalms. My name is Steve Rees. I play the harp, and over the last several years I've been bringing the sounds of David's Psalms into recordings. You can find a lot of my music on my website, www.calmingharp.com. I have CDs available and MP3s. And you can go to YouTube. If you go to YouTube and then type in Peregrinati, Peregrinnatti, you will find hours of beautiful harp music that you can just play in the background and be calmed with the music that David may have played for his sheep at one time or another. So as we share this half hour, join me and enjoy the sounds of David's harp. Well, good morning again. It's morning here where I'm speaking from. And once again, it's a Shabbat. And it is May the 7th today. And this is my number 68. And I'm happy to have you all back with me today. I wanted to read a little bit from Shirley and I were reading in our scriptures this week, and we came to Isaiah chapter 3, and it was almost like I was reading the headlines of what's all going on in our nation right now. And so I wanted to share Isaiah with you, and then we'll go to Psalms to see what God has to say about it. Although Isaiah is talking that way as well, but I like to base things in the Psalms of David and where are the answers to what we're seeing, because this is what Isaiah was seeing in his day. Starting chapter 3, verse 8, for Jerusalem is ruined, and Yehudah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against Yahweh, to provoke the eyes of his glory. They show the show of their countenance does witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Say you to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe to the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given to him. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of your paths. Yahweh stands up to plead, and stands to judge the people. Yahweh will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and the princes thereof, for you have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your house. What mean you that you beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor, says Yahweh Tsevaot. Moreover, Yahweh says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. And I as I read this, I thought, this is exactly what we keep seeing in the news almost every day, that the leaders of our nation are taking this nation in such a wrong course, is the way I see it biblically. That and then they said that they don't even try to hide it anymore. And I just think of the latest thing that's going on this week of the Supreme Court and people are rising up, basically wanting to countenance abortion, and the way I see it is killing babies. When you go to Psalm 139, God is speaking about how even when we were in darkness in our mother's womb, before our parts were even formed, He was already creating us. And so, in my view, every abortion is putting to death the very person that God has created. How can we think that we can do that? It's interesting because I am pro-choice, but the choice needs to take place right at the beginning, not after everything has begun. So that's my thoughts. And I'll probably get canceled for saying that, but anyway, it has to be said. So we see these leaders of our nation bringing up all kinds of ideas and policies that are 100% against what God has said. And so I'm going to play Psalm 92, and I'm going to read some of it as we play it. So just kind of put the two together, and then we'll go from there. This is a psalm. Many times Psalm 90 through 100 are attributed to Moses. They call them the Psalms of Moses. No matter who wrote it, it really speaks to where we're at and where we need to be. A psalm or song for the Sabbath day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, to Yahweh, and to sing praises unto your name, O Elyon, Most High, to show forth your loving kindness in the morning, and your faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, and upon the harp, with a solemn sound. Now you know why I like this verse, this psalm. Upon the harp. Be thou, Yahweh, for you, Yahweh, have made me glad through your work. I will triumph in the works of your hands. O Yahweh, how great are your works, and your thoughts are very deep. A senseless person does not know it, neither does a fool understand it. When the wicked spring up like grass, and when all the workers of iniquity flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. The final end will be they're gone. But you, Yahweh, are most high forevermore. El Elyon. For lo, your enemies, O Yahweh, lo, your enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shall be exalted like the horn of a unicorn, and I will be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eyes will also see my desire on my enemies, and my ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our Elohim. They still bring forth fruit, even in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing. And it reminds me of some of the leadership that are at old age that don't seem to have a whole lot of fruit left. And I think you know what I mean. And the ultimate is to show that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. So the answer to our problem is that we need to maintain our righteous stand. Interesting, I was reading in this morning a little commentary that came from one of the rabbis that says, Rabbi Kook actually, who said, where the world is bathing itself in unrighteousness, our job is not to protest against it, but our job is to lift up righteousness. And I think that's really something that we need to really remember. That is our answer. We don't go around complaining about what's happening. We go around showing what we're supposed to be doing. And that's, I think, a very important point for us to remember. So Psalm 93 is it's celebrating that God reigns. No matter what it's looking like, He reigns. And so I'll read this psalm as I play the music from Psalm 93. The Lord reigns, He is clothed with majesty. Yahweh is clothed with strength, wherewith He has girded Himself. The world also is established, that it cannot be moved, no matter what it looks like. He's got it. He has a plan, and it's going to take place. Your throne is established of old. You are from everlasting. The floods have lifted up. O Yahweh, the floods have lifted up their voice. The floods lift up their waves. Yahweh on high is mightier than the noise of many waters. Yes, than the mighty waves of the sea. Your testimonies are very true. Holiness becomes your house, O Yahweh, forever. And I just love his voice is even mightier than the waves of the sea. And one of the things I love to do is to go out to the ocean and just sit there and listen to those waves crashing in on the shore sometimes. And sometimes it's not a real mighty crashing. Sometimes it's more subtle, I don't know what you call it, tinkling of the water as it approaches the sand. But there's something that's healing about just being there and, first of all, seeing his creation. And I'm going to share some of this music with you that comes from, I did a video called Fiji Beach Walk. Shirley and I were in Fiji about 3 years ago, I guess it was. And I took some recordings of some of the waves lapping up on the shore and put some of my harp music to it. So I'm going to share some of that with you as well. So I'll get back to that in a moment. So I was listening to a teaching that I've been subscribed to for the last several weeks, and it's quite interesting. It's about the healing qualities of sound, and this fellow has done quite a bit of research. But one of the things he discovered is that the sound of water, like at the ocean or a waterfall, emits ultrasounds that we can't hear with our ears, but our body detects. And actually in our nasal passage, there are cells that when the ultrasound is detected, actually release nitric oxide, which actually we know helps to reduce our blood pressure, increase the strength of our heart, actually gives a much better feeling of well-being. So there's a real quality that we need to hear to be exposed to with that ultrasound. And so I'm going to just share this Fiji beach walk with you by the ocean. So that's my sharing that I have for you today. I would just like to encourage you to go out to the beach or to a trickling stream or a waterfall and let those waves, those ultrasound waves, wash over you, stimulate that nitric oxide to lower your blood pressure and increase your confidence that our Heavenly Father is still on His throne. So just go and rest in His presence. So I hope you've enjoyed our time together. Stay tuned, as I say. Little pun. I have many more songs to share with you. I have more to share about how this all comes together. And I pray that you will share and help people, especially those you see stressed, especially in these times that we're going through. Bring people to this calming and this peace and this rest that this beautiful music of the Psalms of David brings to each of our lives. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you next week. Many, many blessings to you all today.